Today I'm bringing you a video that started with good intentions, but as you'll soon see, things took a turn for the worse. You see, I set out to show you how to repair a leak on a close coupled toilet, but what happened next was a comedy of errors. Stick around to see how this DIY plumbing project turned into a complete nightmare. Today I'm fixing a leaking toilet. And I'm not a plumber, but I've done a few of these in my time, so I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. This is a close coupled toilet. 99% of toilets these days in the UK are. There's two different types though. This is the cistern, and the close coupling is essentially where it connects to the pan just at the back here. Now the way that you tell that you got one of the two, you just take this off here, and then you take a look inside. You see where it connects there? This is where I'm getting the leak. You need to see if you've got basically screw holes that go through there, either side. If you've got screw holes either side, then you're gonna need to get a foam donut washer. And that is not readily available at Toolstation, Screwfix, B&Q, Wix. You need to go to a specific plumber's merchants, or you need to get it off Amazon or just online. And that's what goes in between the cistern and the pan, and it stops the water spilling out. Now, if you did have that type, you would have the two screws. It might be an idea to get new screws at the same time with rubber bungs. You notice it doesn't have either of them, in which case I had to get this one. So this has got the metal plate in. This is a rubber donut instead of a foam donut, and it connects in a different way. But these are the only ones that you can get readily available in the DIY shops. So before you go taking anything apart, make sure you check which type of close coupled toilet you have, what one you need, because otherwise you might get stuck if you need the foam washer. Now, whether you've got a close coupled kit like this, or whether you've just got a foam washer and then the two separate bolts, the best thing you could possibly have in your toolbox is this. Basically, this is like a soft putty, and you can roll it into sausages and then you stick it around. I'll show you later how I'm going to do it. But yeah, this has got me out of trouble quite a few times. So this is my sister-in-law's toilet, and when I first walked in here, I looked at this and I was like, oh, you bastard, they've not put an isolation valve on. And then I spotted this one up here. So that is vertical at the moment. I just want to turn it horizontal, and it's leaking. And it's leaking, you motherfucker. Hopefully I get away with that, otherwise I'll be changing that later. I'll have to go and get a new valve. I definitely need the plumber's mate for this particular install. You don't necessarily need it for the foam washer. You shouldn't need it for the foam washer. But if you're reusing the foam washer, there's no way around it. You have to use plumber's mate because it won't work otherwise. You need a brand new washer. Or sometimes the toilet between the cistern and the actual pan, there's just too many undulations and it won't seal, even on a brand new install. I've done that twice. I've fitted it all and then it leaked. I had to use plumber's mate to sort it out. Flush the toilet. And then that means this isn't going to refill back up. Okay, I just need to undo these wing nuts here. And the same the other side, you can see a drip on that. You see that? That one's a bit rusty, I might need to cut that off, we'll see. Right, that one I'm done, but you can see all of that. That's all rusty water, so it's sitting in there and rusting out this screw basically, and probably the metal plate all the way across. Now I just need to take this pipe off, flexi. Chances are you're gonna have a little bit of water in this, so get yourself a little tub. Hardly nothing. Then I'm just undoing these screws. Now do yourself a favour, get some stainless steel ones, just in case. Make sure that you've got a cheese wire, because loads of plumbers these days, they like sticking them to the wall with a load of silicone, like half a tube of silicone. We're ready to whack this off, but you still got water down here, so you need to tip that way. You can tip it in your toilet, you can tip it in your bath. I've got a sink there, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so you can see the problem. That's what was happening. The water was leaking and just rusting out everything. Here's the bottom. That's where we are. And then you wish you hadn't started this on a Sunday, because there's two sizes to this kit. There's this one, which is a 1.5 inch, and then there's that one, which is 2-inch. And you never guess which one you can't get at Screwfix, B&Q and Wicks and Toolstation. The 2-inch one, you can't get it. You can't get it. I might as well get this ready in the meantime. Just slide these out. Pull this shit off. I can't even reuse it because this is too fucked. But then we need to undo this. I've got a massive pair of grips for that. Now whoever fitted this didn't use plumbers, mate. That's why that's happened. I'm back on a bloody Sunday again. So this close cutting kit that I had initially, the father-in-law bought this for something else and then I ended up adopting it. So I thought this was 1.5 inches. So I've come back with this one today and this is 2 inches. And you won't believe it, they're the bloody same size, aren't they? So this needs to go on there. It needs to go on there, but it doesn't go on there. So if you look at the old one, look, it's just a tiny bit bigger. Don't do plumbing on a Sunday. Right, what am I going to do? Fuck it. It would be easier just to change this whole bloody toilet. I can go and get one for like 80 quid or something and just swap it out. But we're going to try and bodge it. You see this donut, this is a bit more rubbery than the foam ones you normally get. That will go over there because it stretches a little bit and then it will fit on there and it will compress down. I just need to get the bracket over. So I've drawn that around there and I'm going to try and cut that out if I can. Right, I have got my Titan rip-off Dremel thing. What do they call it? A rotary tool. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cases of cutting discs, so I'm just going to have a go. Stop! Aidan, what are you bloody doing, mate? I know you don't like to bodge things, and I'm pretty sure you're having an internal battle with yourself right now, trying to figure out, actually, should I do this or should I go and get a new toilet? If you're heating that up and you're cutting it out, that's galvanised steel. You're not going to have the galvanised coating on it anymore, and it's pretty much going to rust out like straight away. So just go and get a fucking new toilet, will ya? So I bit the bullet. I got a new bloody toilet. This is me putting it together. I didn't want to talk or anything. I had to put them 2 bolts in first of all. This is the second type of close coupling system that they normally use without the cranked plate. Done it all up, got it sorted, and then I filled it out with water just to test it wasn't going to leak, and then you leave that for a little bit. This is me taking the toilet out, and I realised that at that point the seal had perished and someone had used a load of bloody silicone, so I had to go and get some more flexi connectors. Whacked that one out. I got 2 because one was longer than the other. The new toilet might have moved back further. I ended up getting away with using the 500mm. It's not leaking, so I tipped it out, went to put it in, got it all that's the lubricant, put it all in. You just missed my builder's bum there. That's the foam washer I was talking about before, and then basically put it back together. It's quite simple from here. I did test it again just with the water without connecting up the pipe. Didn't have any leaks, thank fuck for that, so that was fine. Screwed it to the floor, marked the back there, and then I drilled on an angle to actually get the screws in the back. Lucky enough I had wood behind it. This is what you should do, get a tap repair kit. You can get these rubber bungs and that's what you use to actually attach it. Stainless steel screw there I've got. Like I said, I was screwing into wood, so it was all fine. This is 100 times better than using silicone and making life difficult. Use a hand screwdriver just to tighten it up, don't crack anything. Connect up your water. Turn your valve back on, realise it's fucking leaking like a good one, so you have to go back out and get some new valves. But in the meantime, you have to go back to the barn, 3 hour plus round trip, because you had some frozen pet food delivered. And it's just, I don't know, why does it look like I've shit my pants there? That's what you get for keeping your knife in your back pocket. Back to the toilet job. Turning off the water tank upstairs, this point where you realise that that tap that you turn in has got a drip coming out of it, and you hope to fuck that you're not going to have to fix that as well. Flush the toilet, turn that valve back on to let the water back out the system, and then we're going to get a new bloody valve. I've got a big pack now, so I'll always have them with me. Undo that. I've got a nice set of spanners now. I'll try and find them on Amazon if anyone's interested in getting the same ones as me. Best purchase ever. These bloody nuts were painted fucking really tight. That was a nightmare. I had to use liquid PTFE because I couldn't move them nuts down anymore to get any normal PTFE on there. Do it back up, and we're almost there. We are almost there. The toilet, in actual fact, it's a shitty seat, but it will do. That's the same toilet we've got in the lodge. Get in there, get in there, get in there. Could get that nut on for ages. Sorted. Sorted. What did you learn from that then?